everybody, it's me, Remy, the comic book poser. It's Thursday night, and I'm excited for another evening of comic book this or that. We are starting the first two sets of quarterfinal debates, which means everybody who you've seen this week and next week have all survived around. I know many of you have been along with us the entirety of the ride, that you've either been there in the lives, you've caught it on rewind, but I know that people are talking about it and folks are excited. So I've been scrambling the last couple of minutes to figure out who else was going to help judge this show tonight, because I forgot to send a message to two of the usuals, to old Peepaw Rob Boswell and to America's favorite and arguably busiest letterer, Justin Birch. Because I started school last week. I started physically going to school earlier this week, and my students are going out to debate for the first time this weekend. So as I was scraping around for a judge, I knew one of my own, who I think might be the only student of mine who knows how to find my YouTube channel. I started pestering him, and I was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Knowing his answer would be, I'm probably prepping to not lose 6 rounds this weekend. And it was kind of that. And I said, hey, you want to judge some debates? And he was like, I don't know anything about comics. And I said, that's fine. He knows some things about debate. So we'll see if he's big and brazen and as flashy as he tends to be in person when he's partially in his element of this being debate, but also quite a bit out of his element since he's not this kind of nerd. So what I want to do real quick is show you an update of the bracket challenge. Remember, the winner of this will be winning some sort of Spider-Man book that is getting revealed bit by bit by bit by good old Peepaw. I haven't seen a new taste of anything from this presumable Spider-Man book to see what exactly the cover is, but we can keep guessing, or maybe he'll send me something and I'll shoot it around on Instagram. But we've got 2 matchups going on tonight. The first one, starting at the top of the hour, is Mo from Dudes Talking Comics against Bruce and Stephanie, and they are debating which is the best superhero movie. Is it The Dark Knight, or is it Avengers Endgame? We'll see if Mo has an edge, since he's debating his second consecutive movie topic. But definitely, this will be a very, very exciting brawl, since they're both from, I don't know if they're both from Long Island, or if I know they're both from boroughs of New York City. So shame on me for not knowing Mo's exact geographic location. The second debate of the night is, which is the best comic book animal? Is it Lion Cat from Saga, or Pizza Dog from Matt Fraction's run of Hawkeye? We'll see if Adrian shows up dressed as Pizza Dog or Lion Cat. I don't remember who had who in that one, but that will be entertaining. And then next week, we've got the final 2 quarterfinal matches between Discovery Bay Comics and Comic Burrito, and they are debating which is the best misfit team-up, the Suicide Squad or the Doom Patrol. And then the final date that we've got set up next week is Gorilla Todd Comics, who took TK's spot because we had to move things around right into the middle of his vacation, and Chaos, and they are still setting their topic. So if we look at the standings in the bracket pool, that's not what I want. I want predictions. You think I would still learn how to click on things correctly, but I'm not as good as the rest of you all. So right now, the entry titled Burritos is sitting in first with 6 points and a score potential of 28, and they still are pulling for the Burritos to win. My half-assed prediction and the low-seeded Bearded Herald are tied for second with 5 points and a score potential of 25. Half-assed prediction has Discovery Bay, and the low-seeded Bearded Herald has the Bro coming out on top. And then one half of America, or 1/3 of America's favorite comic-themed burrito, I'm Todd, is in 4th with 5 points and a score potential of 23. And of course, they've picked themselves to win. So, cool. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different in addition to the traditional banter with the chat and the chat's ability to be one of the judges to influence the decision. Tonight, I am giving away not one, but 2 copies of a new Aftershock release this week, Miles to Go. This was maybe the 3rd book that I read this week, and I've been through about 15 of my 30 books, and it is damn good. So what I am going to do throughout the night is I've picked 2 channels that I'm going to drop a link to one of their more recent videos. And I would like you to go like the video. It would be dope if you've subscribed them. They are right below or slightly above 100 subscribers. And these are 2 folks that I love what they do. They're both very different channels, but there's some folks that need some love. So I will give you a link to that video and a particular hashtag I would like you to drop in the comment section of that channel. And at the end of tonight's program, we'll use the old rigged random comment picker to see who is going to win a copy of Miles to Go. I'm going to be stingy on it for this week and next week. I will limit it to only citizens of the United States. If you are an international viewer, if you would really, really like this book, I will Venmo you $4 so you can pick it up yourself, because I'm not going to pay $69 to ship a $4 book to Timbuktu. So before we start bringing on the contestants, I see that one of my students is here to show up. That this young man is one of 2 4-year seniors on my squad. I have dealt with this young man a lot. He is very intelligent, but he has been harshly told today that if he does not stop skipping his first hour economics class, which is taught by one of his assistant coaches, that he ain't going to travel no more. So he is here making his debut, his key first appearance, not just on Comic Book This or That, but on the Comic Book Poser channel himself. I'm going to bring him in, and I'm going to make his screen huge so he looks even more awkward. Ladies and gentlemen, Cade Blenden. Cade, how you doing, sir?
Doing great. As you said, I am very out of my element and very confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm here. I don't read comic books very often, but when I do, they seem interesting. I watch a lot of movies, though,
So, Cade, you'll definitely be more comfortable for the first debate than the second one, since the first one's a movie debate. You know how to judge a debate, though. So I figure this is good warm-up for you for tomorrow, that you're going to look at who makes the most persuasive argument. And then I'm sure tomorrow, while you're distracted, while not being able to focus on prepping without peeing your pants, I'll make fun of you of probably making the wrong decision in one or both of these debates, as you've frequently done to me on Van Rides Home. So let's say what's up to the chat. Ruben Guzman keeps his trend alive of beating me to my own streams. We got Whack Comics here in the house. You all know that I am a big fan of Lee over from Australia. I was wearing my Whack Comic shirt from last week. We got Sam King in the house. We got, who else is in here? Burrito is here. So I'm assuming that's Cole, and then we'll probably see And I'm Todd pop up at some point. We got Andrew in the chat, Flash Ray Videos. Thanks for stopping by. Cole wants a copy. Well, there's some things you need to do to earn that, Cole. Did I skip anybody? Hey, Bob World, what's going on? So I've just left Cade large this whole time, and he's trying to not acknowledge the fact that a camera is still staring at him. But the people like you. Comic Burrito says that you're already more likable than me. And Cole wants to know if you know how popular I am on the internet. I would not call it that at all. So there we go. Cade, do you have anything else you want to say before we start bringing folks on?
I was trying to figure out how to use the chat, but yeah, I know I'm relatively more likable than Remy. I've had to deal with him for the entirety of my high school career as well. I've also watched his little pet project of this channel grow from being like 50 members wide to I think over 1,000 on Instagram now, so it's been cool to watch.
Yeah. All right, before I bring in tonight's competitors, I'm going to drop the first of 2 links that you can go to drop a comment, a like, and hopefully a subscription. So to be eligible to get one of the 2 copies of Miles to Go, I would like you to go to this video. It's not the most recent video from this person, but it dropped 2 days ago. And you should save it because you're going to want to see what happens in this ranking of comic book t-shirts. And I would like you in the comments section to drop the hashtag pasty. So I'll pop that in a couple of times, but that's one of the places that you can go to get in. I see Curtis here, Comics on the Mind. Remember, tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time, he and Gorilla Todd are going live for their, I think they're up to episode 12 or 13 of the Teacher's Lounge. And I think this week, and Kurt, you can correct me in the chat, but I think it's on Todd's channel. Because was it over on yours last week? I don't know what's going on. I've lost all concept of space and time. But yeah, there's your first link that you can hop in on. And holy crap, it's 8 o'clock, so you know that it's time for this. All right, bringing into the stream one of the first contestants in our first episode, having to have the crucial, hard argument about which was the worst Batman movie ever, and coming out victorious, hailing from the great state of New York, Mo from Dudes Talking Comics.
That's my sound effect machine.
I'm excited to see how you use that tonight. Title of your sex tape.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be part of round 2. So hope everybody's safe and healthy.
What you been up to since the last time we've seen you? I feel like it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm also getting into the rhythm of having my boys start school with remote learning. I'm also a manager of 4 fitness studios, so getting them going and getting them up to standard and reopening up to the general public has been pretty interesting. So I've had my hands full with that while trying to make contact for the YouTube channel, trying to upgrade my equipment and hopefully start popping some videos soon.
Nice. Sorry, I was typing something as you were wrapping up, so I won't keep you hugified anymore.
It's all good. It's all good.
Mo's challenger for the evening. You know him. You probably love Bruce, but you only like Stephanie because she doesn't love you back. Also, hailing from the great state of New York on Long Island. I believe some people call it Strong Island.
That is correct.
There you go. They've been dropping content. I'm interested to see if they've read Spider-Woman #4 yet, because I sure as hell haven't, but I literally only bought it because I know it's going in my top picks, so I can yell at Bruce on Friday because Bruce hates it, and Stephanie has turncoated me and does not like it anymore either. But you also know them and love them. You should come check out Comics and Beer on Friday, and I will let them pimp their own giveaway. Everybody's favorite, Bruce and Stephanie.
We don't have any sound machines, so I'm gonna be my own sound machine.
No, we're seeing a new area of the
Welcome
Bruce
to the
and
kitchen
Stephanie
/ dining room, guys. This is our dining room table.
This is also where I work during the day, and the kids learn over here, and this is our battle station.
That's my
Nice.
drink of the evening.
My drink of the evening. Hello, Mo. I hope you're drinking as well.
If you've been with your kids homeschooling all day, you are drinking.
Cade, you better not be drinking because you're 12 years old. All right.
Mountain Dew.
What have you all been doing? You all were also on the first episode. Took down the mouth of YouTube, Biggie Shack. What have y'all been doing since the last time we have seen you over here on my channel?
Oh well, it's been a while since it's been on your channel, and it's pretty sad that it's been so long. But
Time flies when you're having fun, guys.
well, you know, it was still summer then. We were having fun. We were partying. We were having
I
a
don't
good
know
old
how
time.
not tan I am already. So quickly I lost it.
But now kids are in school, and you know, I'm with the kids from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., which is really fun. Stephanie did get an amazing job, so
She's the new Long Island medium.
Exactly.
I am, guys, and I have a prediction for tonight. I'll fill you in later after we win.
So, but the other thing is that, you know, we're just, you know, we said we put a Holland vlog video today, and we are like putting out less content for a little while. And as we're trying to step back and look at our channel as a whole and seeing how we can better, not influence, better
Give you better quality content.
Yeah, that's going to be like, you know, not so saturated within the YouTube comic book market. We're going to bring you new stuff, guys. New stuff.
Not me. I ain't innovated. This is the most innovative shit I've got. I'm bringing you the same old shit every week. All right.
You have so many videos. I don't know how you do it.
Lots of editing from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. So all right. I'm going to pull up our very official coin flip page. I believe Mo is the higher seed. So, Mo, would you like to call heads or tails?
I'll go heads, I guess.
All right, here we go. Tails never fails. Bruce and Stephanie, would you like to speak first or second?
We'll go second.
All right. Cade, I'm going to kick you to the background. You'll still be able to see and hear everything. I've got to give Cade this 101. So you're going to see these two buttons that you can click on at the top of the chat. One of them says live chat. The other one says private chat. In the spot that says private chat, once you have made your decision, just type in there, I'm done. And I'll see it and know that you are done. And once I and the chat have also made our decision, then we'll bring you back on to talk about who you voted for and why. All right?
I'm going to sit, but yes, let's go.
All right. I like that confidence. All right, so Cade, we'll see you again in a bit. I'm going to make Mo huge. Mo, you've got 3 minutes to make your opening arguments. I'll start my timer when you start talking.
Before you start the timer, I just want to make it clear to everybody that, you know, I'm not going to debate as to like, hey, this movie is better and the other one is terrible. You know, The Dark Knight is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So it's pretty much me saying why I picked to say why Avengers is a better comic book movie. So that's what I'm going to try to help and prove to everybody. So I want to make that clear because Dark Knight, great movie. I just have it as my second, third favorite. And I have Endgame as the better one, I guess.
That sounds like a lot of editorialization that I should have started your timer for. I'll give Bruce and or Stephanie a few free moments to editorialize, talk shit, do whatever they want to.
Cool.
All right. I'll start it when you start.
All right. So what's up, everybody? My name is Mo, and me to defend why Avengers is the better comic book movie. I mean, 11 years, 21 MCU movies led to Avengers Endgame. You know, the buildup in Infinity War, you know, especially the payoff in Endgame, you know, 11 years of character development, all pretty much summed up in Endgame. You know, and Endgame knows that, you know, you care about these characters too. The franchise knows it. You know, we spent 11 years watching these characters develop and get attached to them. It's just it's not just its own movie, it's the impact that it had for the past 11 years. And Avengers Endgame also has an impact for the next 5 to 7+ years. You know, that's why I picked Endgame, just because of just the impact overall that it had. You know, I can talk about so many things in 3 minutes for Avengers Endgame. I'm gonna try to like get it all crunched up. You know, the plot of the movie. Listen, Endgame, the heroes lost. In Infinity War, they lost. When have you ever seen that? And now they're trying to pick up the pieces and also try to win. But how are they going to do that? Of course, the plot is time travel, but it's also not just a regular time travel movie. It wasn't like they just went back in time and they beat Thanos. No, it wasn't even like that. You know, it became like a time heist movie. They had to go back, get the gems, and try to bring half a civilization back with consequences. Now, they did get the gems back, but they still didn't win. Yeah, Hulk snapped the fingers and brought humanity and everything back from the universe. They still had to deal with Thanos. And also the plot of time travel, it wasn't something that they just, you know, at the end of the moment say, hey, you know what? I know how we could win time travel. You know, that plot device, it was already put in place during Ant-Man. So again, when people say, oh, you know, time travel, of course they're going to come back. Yeah, we knew that we're going to come back, but we didn't know who was going to come back, how were they going to come back, and what the consequences were. You know, I have my notes here. That's why I'm like looking down a lot, you know. And also the foundation for this particular plot device, of course, it was, you know, it was put in Ant-Man, but it also leaves a lot of unanswered questions about the future of the MCUs, which we're going to see in Doctor Strange, you know, journey into the, you know, multiverse. We're also gonna get into effects with Kong the Conqueror, Ant-Man 3, WandaVision. You know, Endgame did use plot device of, you know, time travel, but it's still going to be felt forward, you know. And also with going back in time, the callbacks while they were going back in time, we got to see the Battle of New York. You're gonna come and tell that was 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is too quick.
And maybe if you threaded time travel in a couple of points earlier in your speech. All right, Bruce or Stephanie, which one of you is asking questions in this go around?
Oh, you took notes.
I took notes.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm
Mo,
gonna
just
hold on.
so that you know,
What's
we
up?
appreciate you when we are talking about Endgame. Do not take anything personally. We have our own feelings on Endgame, so I just want to make sure that's known. You're a fellow New Yorker, so I don't want you to take our.
No,
The last time we did this, people were all offended that we were like, Elseworlds Tale sucks, and they were like, you guys, how dare you even read them? I'm like, guys, it's part of the show. We're supposed to defend the opposite thing. Like, we're not here to offend anyone. We're here to defend a point.
All right, I'm gonna kick myself into the back room. I'm gonna start your timer when you see me pop in. That means you've got about 10 seconds left.
Wait, how long do I have?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Oh, it's 2. I thought it was 3. It goes quick.
Well,
she's asking you
you get to
questions,
speak.
though.
Yeah,
Asking you
she
questions.
asks you questions for 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'll start when you start.
All right, Mo. So your big thing was the plot and how you felt like 11 years have led up to this point. It's 11 years of just the same kind of story being told over and over and over again. There wasn't a ton of character development. Iron Man started off the same that he was in the first movie all the way to the last movie. Hulk started off very cool and ended up in a really lame spot where they made him smart with the glasses and never fought Thanos or avenged himself. Do you agree that the way that they ended everything and had the whole story tying to the fact that Thor gave up on everybody, Iron Man gave up on everybody, everybody just was like, world is over, we lost one fight. That's supposed to be the big tie-in that's supposed to make you emotionally invested into this 11-year run. I like a little clarification on why that's...
Yeah, I just want to make sure I have time because it was like, boom. So let me start off with Thor. I also have to make everybody understand that, you know, these are cinematic characters. These aren't the ones from the comic books, which a lot of people always want to see the comic book, you know, adaptation to be the same. And it's, you know, it's impossible to get that. Thor, who is the defender of Midgard, he is the defender of Earth. He failed. He is the cocky, strongest Avenger, and he, quote unquote, should have gone for the head. So when people saw him on Endgame, they saw that he was kind of like fat, depressed. You know, they were like, that's not Thor. That's not our Thor. Well, that's a Thor who failed. That's the Thor who he feels like if he would have gotten Thanos from the beginning, none of this would have happened. So when I saw him in Endgame, it made sense why he was the way that he was. Was that the Thor I wanted to see? I wanted to see like the, you know, hey, this is me. Let's do what it takes. But he failed. He is the defender of Midgard, Earth, and he failed. The Hulk, I myself wanted to see Worldbreaker Hulk. But wait a minute, if Worldbreaker Hulk would have showed up, movie's over, they win. This Hulk that we saw, they teased us about him potentially being like that in Thor Ragnarok. In Thor Ragnarok, Thor was in full form for almost 2-3 years, and Bruce Banner was trapped. So when he transformed into Bruce Banner, he was like, oh my God, I had no control. This guy had full control over me, and I never want to do that again. So throughout the rest of Thor Ragnarok, he's Bruce Banner, but we needed him to fight at the end.
All
so
right,
that's when the Hulk was used. That's when the Hulk was used. What was that? That's time?
That's time. I tried to let you find a natural, like, point where you had to take a break or breathe. And I was like, God damn. Breath support is killing me.
I'm trying to like get it all in, but it's like the time. Maybe I should have like a little clock.
All right. I will start your timer in roughly 15 to 20 seconds so you can make any kind of preface or whatever you want to.
Oh, so we're going now?
Yep.
All right. So we're just going to dive right in, baby. We don't need no preface. We don't need no nothing. All right. So Dark Knight, right? 2 movies. You got Batman Begins, Dark Knight. Do you rely on 22 movies? 22 movies to get an entertaining end? No. One. You get one little intro. Hey, I'm Batman. And then, bam. What do you got? Heath Ledger. Name another character in Endgame that even comes close to Heath Ledger. Think about it. Oh, you get Tony Stark. Yeah, you get him. You get, what's his name? Robbie Downey Jr. Yes, he is iconic. He will always be Iron Man. But does he give you the performance of Heath Ledger? Then you got Chris Hemsworth. Yes, he's Thor. He's awesome. He's great. But does he ever give you anything like the performance of Heath Ledger? No. Let's go back. 22 movies just to enjoy Endgame. And did you really enjoy it? Hell no. Batman: The Dark Knight was the first movie, superhero movie, to hit the 1 billion mark. 1 billion! 1 billion! Iron Man made 585. Yeah, that's good. Batman, first to 1 billion. Batman was the first movie to use IMAX. The first movie to use IMAX, to be inspirational, to take a little something that's only been doing in documentary films to make your experience that much bigger, that much more enjoyable. It paved the ways for other movies. It didn't rely on CGI. Every single thing in Endgame is CGI. CGI this, CGI that. Batman used lots of practical effects. That brings you back. How did they do that? Well, because the movie is grounded. It's about a guy in a suit who fights an evil, crazy guy. You don't need to have cosmic knowledge. You don't need to know about Thor. You don't need to know about, I don't know, all the other heroes and villains in that movie. How many were there? Too many to count. You got Batman, Joker, Two-Face. I don't even need more than one hand to count the people you need to know to enjoy Batman: The Dark Knight. What else? Oh yeah. And then people did real stunts in that movie. There were real stunts. In Christian Bale, that iconic scene in Batman: The Dark Knight when the camera flies over and Batman's standing over on the edge, he is there doing it himself. A stunt double was there. He's ready to do it. And Christian Bale convinced the director to let him do it himself. I mean, there's just so many reasons why The Dark Knight is a better movie. And the main thing is that it's not relying on so much to give you this little happy ending. It's like you need this orgy of characters to give you your happy ending. Do you really need that or want that in a movie? That you need to know all these different characters? You can't just go into Endgame and enjoy it. You're going to be like, who is this character? Who is that character? Why are they here? Does this character matter? Oh man, this character just died. Who the fuck was that? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Just like I got to give Mo the title of his sex tape earlier, when you said you only need one hand to enjoy it, title of your sex tape. All right, Mo, you got 2 minutes to ask questions. There you go. I'm going to background myself. I'll start when you start.
Okay, cool. So it is just one movie,
Why do we have
grounded, if you would like to say. But is the movie really a Batman movie or is it a Joker movie? And also, I'm going to say this in a respectful way to everybody that's watching and listening. Is the movie a great movie or is the movie a little bit overhyped because of what? And this is not me making a joke of it because unfortunately, Heath Ledger did pass. And that was really sad because we didn't really get to see the full marking of it. But is the movie a little overhyped because of what happened before with him passing? So, yeah, that's my question too. Do you feel like it's overhyped? I would never say overrated because that's disrespectful to Heath Ledger. So do you feel the movie's overhyped due to what happened before that?
I mean, that's just a personal opinion, Mo. Like, my personal opinion of that movie is not overhyped. It made $1 billion. And then they're not just make $1 billion on an actor dying of a drug overdose. That made $1 billion because the cinematic, it was a enjoyable movie to watch. It broke grounds in where other movies have not done to that point. And yes, you did have an amazing performance by Heath Ledger, which no one, well, I shouldn't say no one. Someone might do a better Joker in the future, but probably not. And then you had Christian Bale as Batman. And then you had, I'm blanking on his name, the guy who played Harvey Dent. I just looked it up too. So, but again, I don't think it is. I mean, again, that's a personal opinion. It's hard to defend that when it really just comes down to personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. Is that just one question or I just keep going?
You keep going till your 2 minutes is up.
All right.
How do you grow your beard so long? That's your next
I know this is the best I could do with this, like whiskers and stuff. And again, like it is, a very like grounded movie and everything, but it also has like its flaws too. I could also like when people want to point out with Avengers Endgame with all the buildup and everything, it's not a realistic movie. People who say The Dark Knight's realistic, I could also always point out to the scene of him jumping out to save forgot her name, the Gyllenhaal lady, and he falls down 50 flights, 50 stories. He saves her. Meanwhile, they're having a long conversation on top of the car, like if they just survive that drop and Joker stays up there. So do you feel it's more realistic as in like it's grounded because it's more real, or more grounded as in a storyline that it's more realistic? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, of course. I mean, well, movie habits on Earth. We all live on Earth. We're all humans. There's no non-human in that. In that movie, there's filled with aliens and monsters and everything else. So that's where the grounding comes in. Everyone in this world can be like, yeah, I know someone who has a disfigured face because they were in a terrible fire and he's a total dick and could potentially kill you because he's Two-Face.
All right. I'll remind everybody while Mo swallows his drink that if you click on the link that I've dropped and comment with hashtag pasty on Whack Comics' t-shirt, comic book t-shirt video, you will be entered to win one of 2 copies of Miles to Go. All right, Mo, you ready to make your first 2-minute argument?
Yes, I'll start, right now. Again, like, what Bruce was saying, how just Dark Knight itself, it's its own, movie, even though there was Begins and Rises. It did take 11 years of patience, 11 years of character development. Because it's true, people go into Batman, you know who Batman is. This was new to the MCU, especially for regular fans. Like, we're not regular fans because we know who these comic book characters are. So these people needed to know who Thor was, who Iron Man was, who Captain America was, Black Widow, and all of them. And we saw these storylines develop. But once we saw Avengers Part 1 and we saw Thanos pop out, and when he told them, in order for you to beat the Avengers, you're going to have to court death, we were like, wait a minute. We're getting an Infinity War movie? That can't just happen like that. So that takes time and patience to develop. Not like in DC that they were like, hey, we're going to do everything right now. So we had to be patient and watch this unfold. And man, it did unfold. It unfolded in Infinity War. And then the ending of Endgame was the end of the phase 3, I believe it is. It's the end of those character development. Those storylines are over, and now we move into the next phase. Which, by the way, Dark Knight did have its grounded storyline, but the effects weren't really felt going forward. Endgame's effect is going to be felt 5 years down the road. They were messing with timelines, with traveling, and guess what? Now we're going to deal with this with Doctor Strange, with WandaVision, with Kang the Conqueror, who just was announced that he's coming to the MCU. So Endgame was the ending to those storylines, but it's also the beginning of the next phase. So that's why I feel like that's why it's a better comic movie, because of the effects of before, now, and for the future going forward.
I think it's a better comic book movie, or what's a better movie?
I'll mute Stephanie if you need to say anything during your last 9 seconds.
Oh, I have 9 seconds. Again, that's pretty much all I have to say with that. It's just a bigger movie in the spectrum of the comic book movie universe. Comic book movie universe. I don't even think that makes sense. But I'm trying to
I just muted you so it potentially didn't spoil the hot fire that you might be about to throw.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was asking a question. Are we arguing what's the best comic book movie or the best movie?
I think it's comic book movie, right?
That is the way the topic you all agreed on is worded.
Okay, that was my
All right.
question. I was a little confused. I don't need that over there. I can have it over here. We got notes, guys. We prepped.
See, everybody made fun of people in the late game who started taking notes, but I'm telling you, notes. Y'all low-key had notes in your first debate, but then when notes caught on, people saw notes are key to the dub.
No, yeah, because there's so much to talk about. So yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to pay attention and catch everything that everyone's saying, and also read chat, and then
no, yeah,
hard to do.
All right, y'all have got 2 minutes for your first 2-minute argument.
All right, I'm gonna try to be less heated and yelling for my version.
Sabir, that does it to me.
Last time I really got into it too, so I'm gonna take it back a second, guys. Discuss why The Dark Knight is the best comic book movie, which makes more sense. Not the best movie in the whole world, but the best comic book movie. I'm going to argue the fact that Mo was talking about how Endgame is this great movie because of all the buildup and all of that. I don't want to spend the whole time concentrating on why I don't think that Endgame is the best movie, but rather why The Dark Knight was such a great movie. And the reason that it was such a great comic book movie, besides the fact that it was groundbreaking, besides the fact that it was great acting, besides the fact that there was great action scenes, is that it was a movie that anybody could have enjoyed. You didn't have to be a comic book fan. There's a lot of people that I speak to who say they've never seen any of the MCU movies because they don't like comic books. They don't like the comic book characters. They think it's cheesy. They think the silly costumes and the way that they act is not for them. The Dark Knight was seen by everybody, whether or not you were a comic book fan, whether or not you were, into Batman, you came out to see The Dark Knight because it was a well done movie. The cinematography was well done. The acting was well done. It had emotional tie-ins that made you, not have to watch 20 movies to be like, this is the best movie. Oh my God, this was so good. That you could watch that movie from off the streets and appreciate the storylines, appreciate how Batman lost Rachel and how, the interrogation scenes and the fight scenes and everything that happened within the movie. You didn't have to be a comic book fan, which is the biggest, in our opinion, and especially for even our channel, what we try to push and promote. And we want people who don't appreciate or understand how great comic books can be to be like, oh, I'm going to give this a chance. What a great way to tie in comic books and get people who have no interest into something comic book related. I just feel like I heard that thing, but you didn't come on 10 seconds before. How am I supposed to wrap up properly if you're not giving my 10-second window?
You can take some of that time that Mo took with his prelude to Act 1.
My point is, greatest comic book movie. It can't just be because of 11 years of quote-unquote character development What movie needs 11 years? What movies that you watch that are great, moving, powerful movies are 11-year run? I mean, Dark Knight for Life.
Batman.
All right, I feel like that has successfully canceled out most pre-game filibuster. All right, you've got one final opportunity to ask questions back and forth if you would like to take it. So I will kick myself to the background and start the timer when you want to have your throwdown.
Throwdown. Oh, damn. You know, like,
has to ask so many, all these things. I feel bad because you're by yourself.
Is this
I mean,
like us
like
attacking each other? Like that we can both go
no,
at the same
Mo
time?
gets to ask me questions now.
oh, I guess like
Yes, it's Mo versus Stephanie in this.
Okay.
instance.
so Mo and Stephanie. Hey, what's up, Stephanie?
Look at Mo.
So this is the whole thing. Like I said from the beginning, that was like the point of the preludes. Like I respect Batman Dark Knight for what it was. By the way, Batman's my favorite character. It's just everybody that's in the chat room, especially the ones that've seen the movie of Avengers Endgame. It's just the reaction of what was going on during these fan service scenes. Like the theater was just going nuts because these are things that we wanted to see. Like I had wrote it down here real quick. Let me see if I find it. You know, these are like all like emotional like victories that we saw, especially like we didn't feel like the Avengers won. We won because we saw all this play out and everything that we wanted to see, where there was Thor picking up his hammer. That was an amazing fan service scene. Scarlet Witch almost defeating Thanos. That was a dope scene. It's just overall the reaction and that was going on within that movie, which makes it like, wait a minute, this is a dope comic book movie. Is it a perfect movie? No movie is. Is it what we wanted to see with other movies that kind of like mess it up that way? That's true. But my question to you is like, do you feel like you didn't feel that when you're watching Endgame, especially like those incredible fan service scenes? Please don't bring up the woman scene because I know that was like a big thing.
Oh my God, that was so terrible. How
It-
cheap when all
I agree with that.
like, we've got this. It was terrible. I'm sorry. I disagree strongly. Avengers Endgame Marvel is a smart company. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this a long time. They know what they have to do to tie you in. Like you just named 40 different movies, shows, tie-ins, video games, toys, things that are going to bring you in, money grabs. You know how I hate those freaking money grabs. Like that's all that Endgame was. Oh, I'm going to make the Hulk smart. So then that way you like him a little more. And then you're going to want to watch him how he turns bad again. Like it's just, there was no character development. It was all just plot lines to pull into the next thing that's going to bring you into the theaters. The next thing, you know, Batman, The Dark Knight didn't need that. That's not what it was about. It was about being an emotionally invested movie within that movie to tie you into that movie, to make you love that movie, to make you feel everything that Endgame needed 11 years to do in one movie.
Do we
Any more questions?
you know, like I said, you know, I guess we keep going because now that this time thing is like, oh, right, I'm like, okay, well, 30 seconds. Let me see. And again, I completely agree with everything. It's just overall, just the impact. Because Dark Knight did have an impact. You're right. It did make 1 billion movie. The CGI and the acting. Endgame also had that too. It had great acting. It had amazing effects. $2 billion and stuff.
I'll give you effects. They spent a lot of money on that movie. I will give you that. But that is it. It's like watching a Michael Bay movie, like Transformers, like explosions and like.
I don't know, Michael Bay. That's strong.
Like, oh my God, that was so cool how they could do that.
Mm-hmm. I watch Michael Bay movies like this.
Endgame was when Captain America picks up the hammer. That was the only thing I can tell you even happened in that movie. That's how terrible.
All right. That was time. Mo, you have 2 final minutes to make your closing argument as to the supremacy of the film that brought us Big Lebowski Thor.
Big Lebowski. So once again, the reason why I picked the movie is because of the impact that it had. And yes, there was 11 years of character development, and that's why we felt that impact. You're going to come and tell me that when you saw Thor pick up the hammer, that wasn't amazing. Or when Captain America, Iron Man, who started the MCU with Iron Man, and the callback of him snapping his fingers, the cocky playboy philanthropist who always thought about himself and he sacrificed himself to save the universe. That was a callback when Iron Man and Spider-Man hugged each other when he brought him back, which was the main reason why he went back to do this. It's just so many callbacks that I could go on and on. I know Bruce, Stephanie said that she can only remember Captain America with the hammer. I could remember 8 of them. And the fact that I'm a comic book dude who likes the source material to be on point, and I sat back and I enjoyed this. I had every emotion that you can imagine: excitement, sadness. I was also like satisfied with what I saw. You know, Avengers Endgame wasn't just its own movie. Avengers Endgame is the past, present, and it's the future. The Dark Knight, amazing movie, but it's just its own movie. Unless you want to talk about Dark Knight Rises, which that's a whole another thing there. The closest movies I could kind of compare The Dark Knight, maybe some of you can agree, is Captain America Winter Soldier, how grounded and gritty it was in a way. But again, Avengers Endgame is still going to be felt. The impact is still going to be felt within the next 5 to 6, 7 years. It's true. The Russo brothers and MCU, they know what they need to do to bring people in. And the recipe, it works. It works. To this day, we're all still sending pictures and emojis of these amazing moments. By the way, for some of you who said about the women moment, I'm not shitting on it. You know what was my favorite moment? Was when Wanda was about to beat Thanos. Why did I like that moment better? Because she had character development. I'm just trying. It's just everything that I put. And I didn't even get a chance to go through all this, but whatever, I guess.
I like that. And here's how excited Cade is in that moment, seeing notes. He was like smiling and like nodding, like, I can relate. All right, go away, Cade.
I couldn't fit it in here.
I just want to point out, how old are you, Cade?
12.
17.
Has he even seen The Dark Knight?
Dog, I have seen all of these movies. I have watched all the MCU films. I have seen every movie in the Batman trilogy numerous times.
All right. I know many 20-year-olds who haven't seen half the MCU movies and never seen a Batman movie. So just checking, kid. Just check.
All right. Before I give Bruce and Stephanie their 2 minutes to make their closing argument, this is the last time I'll drop the link for you to go click on that video and enter the hashtag pasty to win a chance of getting a Miles to Go #1. So with that being said, I will start my timer when you all start.
All right, guys. Let's do this. Are you ready? I'm just going to keep pushing the fact that Batman movie, it just turned the whole industry on its head. What we thought was going to be a comic movie, it just opened the doors. You want to talk about opening doors for movies like the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, where that came out. And it's movies where you can enjoy comic book content without being a comic book fan. Unless you're a comic book fan, not necessarily reading comic, but MCU movies and DC movies, you don't give a crap. Like, would your mom go see Avengers Endgame? My mom wouldn't go see Avengers Endgame. She knows nothing about any of those characters, nor would she see that. But if she saw that there was a movie like The Dark Knight come out, yes, she would go see something like that, because that is a cinematic experience, which what makes a better movie. A better comic book movie is a movie that you can go and enjoy on any level. The Dark Knight, it's I don't know how do I even explain how worlds above the garbage. I don't want to spend my time trashing Endgame. I want to just talk about how good The Dark Knight. No, how good The Dark Knight was. The scenes that you remember, the soundtrack that you remember, we're talking about what makes a good movie, not what makes a good tie-in, not what makes a good, 6 years down the line, this made that happen. And you're like, oh, that's not what a movie is. The movie is the movie. It is the acting. It is the cinematography. It is the soundtrack. It is the scenes. It is everything.
Heath Ledger,
guys, Heath Ledger. Christian Bale, I know people give Christian Bale's Batman voice shit, but Christian Bale was an amazing Batman. He's my favorite Batman, in my opinion. The whole scene where he's like working out and he's like getting all ready to be Batman again, and just everything about that movie, guys. I know that you agree with me, and there's no way that anybody loves Endgame. The Dark Knight.
Hey, my mom watched Endgame. She loved it.
Your Your mom loved Endgame?
She
Your mom-
loved it. I mean, she watched all the movies, so she knew what's what.
My mom would never see
I mean,
this.
Mo, you did admit that Endgame was just a fan service. That was basically like the whole movie was terrible. I'm only saying this now because my timer is up. The judges only made their decision. The movie all the way up to the end sucked balls.
I would also like to get
I almost
points.
fell asleep in this movie because it was so bad leading up to it.
Well, I would like to say this.
Amazing moments at the end, but come on.
I would like to say this.
Moment.
When someone says the movie
Hold
is
on,
terrible,
chat. Go vote. Go
terrible
vote.
is Thor: Dark World. Terrible is Iron Man 3. Terrible is Suicide Squad. Endgame is far from terrible. Is it perfect? No, but The Dark Knight isn't perfect either.
The first hour of Endgame, nothing happens. We watched the Black Widow, like watch a bunch of stuff and see what it was like. Oh my god, when is this going to be over? And then Fat Thor comes, and then that's 2 minutes.
I saw Cat going, "Oh man, I got PTSD, guys."
Yeah, everybody was like, everybody had their periods. Everybody was miserable. No,
think about it like this. Yeah, it was
maybe
purposely
Thor being like sad about it. Every superhero in the world couldn't handle one loss. Every superhero complete meltdown. Nobody could handle anything. That was it.
I mean, let's think about it like this. It's true what you guys are saying. They lost. They failed.
Yeah,
these are the protectors of Earth. These are the Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes, and they lost. And yeah, the first part they went, they got Thanos, and they lost. That's it. 5 years passed, and they were trying to figure out. So yeah, they was depressed. They was stressed out. They I don't want them cursed. They fucking lost. And now they need to figure it out. So yeah, I feel like the pacing was on purpose.
5 years. You're sad for 5 weeks.
Yo, when half of the universe is gone and you were supposed to protect us,
5 weeks.
I think
No,
I think some people are going to be like, "Hey, let's go out to dinner."
No way in hell would I be sitting there getting fat and being like, "Wah, I'm sad because I'm not perfect."
It depends on the food, though.
Guys, let's go. Let's figure this out with superheroes. Get everyone together. Let's go.
Hey,
that
listen.
would be an exciting movie because how would you tie that in if they end everything in the first movie? They can't. They got to tie you in so you guys watch all the other stupid movies. And they can just keep having the Black Widow movie. Who the fuck wants to see that shit?
There's going to be a lot of people that are excited to see it. 2 billion people
because
think
McGillicuddy, that's why.
By the way,
I'm cursing like a sailor.
Yeah, listen, go for it. I get it. It's just like I said, like it is deeper, and the pacing was on purpose too. There's 3 parts to the movie. The beginning, we got Thanos. No, you didn't. That Thanos, he already did what he did to do, and then the middle part, which them trying to figure it out. They were sad, they were depressed, they messed up, and then the third part, which it was fan service, but it was fan service that we wanted to see. They teased us.
2 hours of fan service for a 30-minute jerk off.
I mean, you
only needs one hand.
You're gonna come and tell me you were not excited when when Captain America picked up that hammer?
So I needed to wait 2 hours to get that.
No, you didn't.
Over like 3 minutes, man.
But if you get it in the first hour, the movie's over. Hey, Thor got the hammer. Let's go beat Thanos. It's over, guys. High five. Or what about when Hulk got the Infinity Gauntlet? It's over. No, we still have a battle.
To talk about. How about the fact that Hulk got the Infinity Gauntlet, screamed for like 2 minutes. He's like, "Oh, I'm dying. I can't do it." And then Tony.
All right. As I've been trying to say while this debate went into round 12, Cade, the chat, and I have made a decision. So in the interest of wrapping this up like a burrito, although Todd is excited that there's overtime and Greg has to go to bed apparently. Cade, who did you vote for and why?
All right. So this was weird and got very, very violent near the end. what kind of helped me make my decision was y'all both talked a lot about the cultural impact of these films and how they revolutionized the film industry. I think it was Todd and Stephanie that talked about how Batman, everyone saw Batman. Well, I think, yes, that can be true, but that does not mean that, Endgame was only enjoyed by a certain sect of people. It grossed $2 billion in foreign markets and domestic markets. Mm-hmm. Everyone saw that movie. Everyone, even if they didn't see that movie, they experienced it through memes, they experienced it through Facebook or Twitter posts, they consumed that content in some sort of way. If we're talking cultural impact, Endgame had the biggest by far. Now, on another level, you'll also talk about how Endgame is just a bunch of cheap fan service. And I think Mo he has great points. It's a movie that cultivated over, I think, 20 films. I can't remember all of them by name, into one coherent story in a 3-hour time frame. It wasn't all just fan service, and I think that's a gross mischaracterization of what the movie actually was. I think Endgame just has more of an impact and had the ability to revolutionize how films were made and how comic book films were made for the future, not just for the MCU. So that's why I think they won.
Wow, that was good. Wow.
So Cade is a vote for Endgame.
Cade is also a vote for social media, which wasn't really around back in 2008. Just want to point that out.
Hey,
All
neither
right.
was Avatar.
This existed.
So
Not to the way it is now.
I'm going to send all of you backstage. I'm going to turn this debate show around. So I looked at the same kind of impact arguments that Cade made. And one of the things that Bruce and Stephanie said, and Stephanie made this argument twice to me that was very persuasive, was this idea that you want to talk about a comic book movie with impact, you talk about something that puts asses into seats, even if you're not interested in the character, right? That 2 different times she made the argument that more people would go see Batman because it felt like there was like less pretense or less buildup to it. And it was hard to compare that to Mo's constant argument about, there are 22 films that change the past, present, and the future. And I think those are the best arguments that both of you had and sat on. But the thing that makes it difficult for me is that there was kind of no comparison between those 2 biggest claims that you all sat on. So I, ultimately have to interject my thought process into this a little bit, which makes it less fair. But I think a movie loses impact if it loses access to the audience, if people aren't compelled to go watch a film because they might not have been able to experience all 22 films of buildup. So I think if we're looking at this as the best movie, and Bruce and Stephanie kind of define that as a wide appeal to an audience, regardless of whether or not you're a comic book fan, it's for that reason that I voted for Bruce and Stephanie. So now it comes down to the people. On a vote of 8-4, and I have to find the share screen button so I can click on it, so I'm going to vamp a little bit. Our first contestant advancing to the semifinals is Mo.
Thank you, guys. That did get heated at the end. I had to drink more Jack. I was like, holy shit.
I like that hammering away. I liked the bonus round, and I think it was Chris from Lost in Comics who was like, shh, people are still voting. But Cade can tell you that that's something that sometimes we watch bad high school kids do, is as somebody is still actively sitting there making their decisions, that there will be some posturing and whatnot. So I will bring up Bruce and Stephanie, and we can do a tiny bit of post game before we send them on their way. So valiant effort. Do you agree with the good people of the chat?
No.
I believe the chat was strongly based on what movie they like better. But I will say that Mo did a very good job debating. He was very well spoken. He kept his cool the whole time, and he had a lot of points to be made. So I do appreciate Mo. He did a good job. I was thinking, I'm like, wow, this is very close. Mo is doing an awesome job, and I'm nervous. So Mo did a great job. So congratulations, Mo. Everybody loves Endgame, which sucks because it's such a terrible freaking movie.
I don't know what you guys are all talking about. Yeah, but yeah, no, you did amazing. We can't argue the job that you did. You did fantastic. We do think that Cade and chat relied on their love for this movie over the fact that, Dark Knight's a better movie, but
Mo also did a really good job.
yes.
So
Hats off to Mo.
I'll take that answer. The last question, 2 questions left. What did you all learn anything from this process in terms of kind of having to prepare arguments to kind of bounce things off of each other and engage in that way?
It's definitely the first time I've ever had a debate like this. It's usually just one-sided with me yelling my opinions at people. So I would like to get some kind of brownie points for the fact that this time I didn't yell my opinions and tried really hard not to just trash Endgame and actually have facts and opinions about why Dark Knight was good. So no one could be like, you guys are not talking about the actual subject matter. It's supposed to be why the Dark Knight is good. So I made an effort, despite the fact that I had 3 of those iced tea things already.
Ooh, I'll take that.
I do drink at everything that I'm on. Because two guns in the chat board. Does Stephanie drink on every show that she's on? Yes,
so do I.
I do.
This is my second deal.
Yeah, me too. All right. Tell people what they can see out of you next.
Well, obviously tomorrow night is our big end of the month giveaway on Comics and Beer, 10 p.m. Eastern, guys. 10 p.m. Eastern. But guess what? You're already too late to be an entry into that original drawing by Werther Dell'Edera himself. Who is Werther Dell'Edera, babe? Tell him. Tell this fabulous audience.
Guys, he is the amazing artist of Something is Killing the Children. If you aren't reading Something is Killing Children, I assume you live under a rock and your name is Patrick Star, because it was the greatest comic book that's out right now that you could be reading. Issue 10 just came out. We're up to 11 almost.
Almost 11 next month. Yeah, and we're also giving away
Amazing.
1 through 10. Something is Killing the Children. What? Yes, you get all that just for showing up every single week on Comics and Beer. And then we have another giveaway in October, in November, in December, and all.
We do it every month,
moving
guys. Every
forward.
month we give something away, something amazing.
We got
and
something.
you want to be a part of it.
We're planning something big for December, so just strap in, guys.
It's
Strap
Christmas.
in.
It's my
Comics
favorite.
and
It's my
Beer.
favorite season.
Comics and Beer. And then also, like I said, we're revamping, not revamping the channel, but we're thinking of some new content to bring to you guys. So we're gonna take a step back to bring you guys some hotness.
The hotness.
All right. Much like I kind of love on everybody once they lose, I would be remiss in saying that I don't think I would have come up with the idea of creating a structured tournament like this if it wasn't for the comic quarantine madness. That I think that's still something that's really cool, and I'll go watch that. Just the shit talking from time to time, especially Chaos crying when he had to answer a question about the CW. That did things to warm my soul. But everybody knows how much I love Bruce and Stephanie, and it's not just because I win a lot of free shit and they've furnished my kitchen or my kids being able to play with Rock'em Sock'em robots. But I will brag on myself a little bit and say that I've been killing it in the trivia this month. And if I don't win, Something is Killing the Children, then I might set something on fire. And everybody should be rooting for me to win, because I have a very, very special plan of what to do with that original sketch that I won't unveil until I win. So, Bruce and Stephanie, thank you for everything. You all know you're my 2 favorite people. I'm still looking for weird Cheeto things to send Stephanie's way. But I just get a bunch of Cheetos that look like dicks on eBay, and that's scary.
I'll take those.
I will find you phallic Cheetos then to send your way, and my wife will see my eBay bill and be like, "The hell." But thanks, y'all. Have a good night, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening.
Congratulations, Mo. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Mo.
Good seeing you guys. Love watching your channel too.
All right, and to our champion of the evening, how do you feel about that?
Once again, just like in round 1, I was excited, I was ready, and then once the debate started, I got really nervous. My heart was pumping and everything. It was a lot of fun. I knew I had my hands full because, again, Endgame to me is a dope movie. Dark Knight is a dope movie. By the way, my top 5 comic book movies of all time, number 1 is Endgame, number 2 is Dark Knight. So I knew I had my hands full. So even in the private chat, Bruce was like, "I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's terrible." I was like, "Uh-oh, I gotta be ready." Bruce and Stephanie, they know what they're talking about. So I knew that I had to have my facts ready. And once again, here's my what I thought was gonna last me like 3 minutes. I guess I recommend whoever does this debate just wrap it all up within a minute or 2 so you can have time to give your opinions on that. But it was a lot of fun. Thank you for the comic book community who voted for me to win. That was awesome. And yeah, you know, I think you're gonna ask me what I'm gonna be doing next. I guess I'm gonna be going live pretty soon with my son Mo Jr. We're gonna be talking about some anime statues, some pops, some manga that we just recently purchased. So I guess I'll be interviewing him again. This is the second time that I've done that. I just got my intro ready. Shout out to Weapon X who got my video intro ready. I just got to fix some things up, and I got some equipment, which I'll be popping up some videos pretty soon. So just got to get to work while I figure out these gym and home remote learning situation.
Nice. So you should look at Bruce and Stephanie's Instagram because they have created fortresses for their children that I think are kind of cool.
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
That would be fun. But Mo and I were talking about this before the stream started. I can only begin to empathize with the kind of hell that things look like for you all as parents on this side of the COVID learning. On my side of the desk, Jesus Christ, with things changing every day and potential schedules shifting, that this is the kind of planning that makes me want to shoot myself in the face.
Please don't.
So, yeah. But I appreciate you coming by, Mo. Congratulations on your victory tonight, even though I was on the wrong side of history. I'm excited to see how you grow from this debate to the semifinals. So anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Once again, I hope everybody stays safe and healthy during these crazy times. I'm excited for round 3. Shout out to Comic Book Poser who set this up. I think it's dope. Even when I'm not on it, I watch and I enjoy the debates. But thanks again. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys around. Subscribe, Dudes Talking Comics.
Yeah, you can find the link to everybody who is participating down in the description below. Everybody who has judged, everybody who has competed. So Cade just dropped me a note that he's got to go to the bathroom, and I see our next 2 competitors' screens are still grayed out. So when I see their faces pop up, I will bring them properly in. But as I've been dropping that constant link to Whack Comics' comic book t-shirt video, which you should honestly go watch that and everything else that he does, that Lee's got quite the creative brain. You can see that I've got the video in there. We have six unique comments who put the hashtag and spelled the word Paisley correctly. So our winner of the first Miles to Go is Joey Bag of Sevens. So congratulations, Joey Bag of Sevens. You know how to follow me on the either Instagram or Twitter. You should hit me up over there, and I will get your address and get this shipped at the beginning of next week. All right. Cade is back. I saw one of our 2 competitors pop his face on the screen. I am still missing the trivia champ. So, Cade, what did you think about your first comic book film themed debate?
I was a big fan of the aggression. As someone who is overtly aggressive in debates myself, it kind of struck a nerve with me, but I don't usually get as expressive of it. So that was fun to watch. I got kind of heated myself by hearing some of the points, but, you know, I kept my calm and I stuck to the facts. But I don't know. I feel pretty good about getting you to sit on your own show.
Yep, that's what I do. I joke with Cade that whenever I have to judge, when there are panels, I try to make sure I make the wrong decision so people stop preffing me in the future. But I keep failing at that. So before I bring in our 2 competitors, if you are sad that you did not win the first copy of Miles to Go like Joey Bag of Sevens did, I have a second channel that I want to send you to. This guy is sitting at 67 subscribers, but I like the way that he kind of frames things and talks about things on his vlog. He's talking about a bunch of different stuff. So you can go to his video and drop the hashtag Krakoa, because he's talking about the debut of, or anticipating the debut of, Ten of Swords. you can go drop a comment there, and we'll do the same kind of rigged comment picker here at the very end. So let's get started with our second debate. The topic for this debate is who is the better, or which is the better comic book animal? Lion Cat from Saga, which will be defended by Bearded Comic Bro, or Pizza Dog from Matt Fraction's Hawkeye, because when people say Pizza Dog, they don't say Hawkeye. They always 100% of the time say Matt Fraction's Hawkeye. So I feel like I need to fit in that way. So we will bring on our first contestant. He is hailing from the great state of Ohio. He is the man who purchases 1 billion boxes. And if I had to pick a video of his to show, it might be some of his independent indie author and artist and creator interviews, because those are dope. I think he dropped one of those most recently, either yesterday or today. But I think I would pick where he pulled a first appearance of Carnage out of a mystery box, and we saw him drop the biggest, hardest, ooh-wee, let's go, that I've seen in his YouTube history. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg, the Bearded Comic Bro.
What's going on, gang? Man, Burrito, everybody calls Ohio great. You guys must be from Michigan, let's be honest. The only people that don't think Ohio's great. So, man, what's going on? Thanks for having me on. Why am I big?
Because I wanted you to talk about yourself for a second. It's been a hot minute since we've seen you over here. You're a busy guy. What's going on in the land of the Bearded Comic Bro?
And then do you guys debate what I say about myself? Is that?
Yeah, I'll talk shit on you.
All right, good.
Or the chat will.
Oh yeah, burritos are in here. Lost in Comics are. Yeah, of course, everyone will. Man, yeah, I do unboxings. I do creator interviews. I dropped one. You are correct. I dropped one on Wednesday, so that's last night. Interviewed Jonathan Hedrick, who wrote the recount for Scout Comics, which is going to come out in November. He's doing some Kickstarters right now. Some really cool stuff. And then actually right before here, I was on another creator interview, so that'll be dropping next week. And so, yeah, so just a lot of unboxings, a lot of interviews, and then to fill the time with that, then sometimes my wife hops on and we do some game shows, and we're going to start to do some comic reviews as she's going to read her first comic here really soon. So if you aren't subscribed, come over to the Bearded Comic Bro channel and hang out. If the burritos drop the link, it's going to be to their channel. So make sure you just, if you're trying to find me, just type in Bearded Comic Bro on YouTube and it'll be done. So
perfect. And I like the videos with your wife. I think it's funny when you do the character picks and she thinks she's got you stumped on something and you sneak it on in there.
Dude, she's always coming up with new twists though. And buckets the twist that she has for this new video that will be dropping once my computer gets fixed. Ooh, it's might be the toughest one I've ever faced to date. So
nice. You
guys all should tune in for that. So
I'm excited for that. So we'll bring in the second competitor. I see a name that we've got Adrian, APM, and Pizza Dog, and I don't know if he's there or not, so we'll make his screen bigotized and see if the man of 1 million voices is here as well. There he is.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
What's going on, good sir?
Just busy, man. I feel like I've been on like 14 shows this week, and now I got to be on another one tomorrow, man. It's just been
running you ragged. Well, hopefully tonight will be a little entertaining. You want to give a little promo of yourself to the folks in the chat who may not know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Adrian APM. I do unboxings. Soon to be a bunch of really cool interviews coming up. We're scheduling those, and definitely got some people you'll recognize. Dropping a new video tomorrow. The unboxing, it's the Joker unboxing a Locksmith Comics mystery box.
Nice.
You guys have seen the Joker if you've watched this channel. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Just I'm doing all kinds of crazy comics and auctions and freaking, you know, you name it, I'm doing it, man. So.
Nice. Well, and I'm excited to see. I think it should be here on Saturday. The Adrian APM 3.0 mystery box is in the mail.
I've heard about 2 so far. So that's it.
Adrian, you have mystery boxes?
Oh yeah, man.
That's what I do.
You gotta catch the post; they go quick. So,
you gotta Poser. You gotta let me know.
I'll take you on the next one, the 4.0. How about that?
Yeah. The last one I got was really good. That I probably, like both of you, will look at some of those other mystery boxes and only keep like a book or 2, and the rest goes in my sale pile. From Adrian's, you can see the slab is on the wall because I lucked out and got a Warlock slab. And I think only 2 of like the 12 books that were in the box did not land a spot in the PC. So I got beyond my money's worth. And I know that right after we were all excited about the second one, people were apparently talking some shit on how the first one went. I can only imagine how bad it had to be if the second box was that fire, but it was real good. So
because the first version was you chose the price point and I based it on the characters you like. Nice. And someone went and he got a lower price tier. So I still threw in 30 comics for $50, man. So honestly, you can't.
Fair.
And one of the comics was worth 20. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, it balances out. All right. I believe Adrian is the higher seed. So we will go back to our very official Googling of the word coin flip. And Adrian, I will let you choose heads or tails.
I'll go with tails, man.
Tis heads. It has betrayed the higher seed twice tonight. So, Greg, would you prefer to speak first or second?
I'll go second.
All right, then, Adrian.
By the way, I think this is going to be just really interesting because
when I saw this topic landed with the 2 of you, I was like, I could not think of a perfect combination to pick this topic just because I know all of the wild shit that you all like to read. Like, the 2 of you may be some of the most diverse readers of stuff, and I think you 2 have some of the best personalities for a topic that is this odd as well. So it's a match made in heaven with a topic made in heaven. So hopefully
you're really hyping this up, Poser. You need to level this out a little bit. Like, you're gonna set us up. Hey, Poser, real quick before we start. So I just want to say this is my first time being on a stream with Adrian, so I'm excited. However, most people hop on and say that they don't want you to take offense. Like, they're not attacking you; they're attacking. I want you to be offended. Like, take these. Like, I'm coming at you, Adrian. Not so. Since I'm not going first, I just wanted to let you know where I'm coming from. Like, I don't want you to. Like, I just want to set the stage there for it. So.
I'm going to be so sweet to you that you're going to feel so bad.
Nice.
Yeah, you're
right. As the great Judge Mills Lane in Celebrity Deathmatch says, let's get it on.
All right, so I'm just I don't remember what am I doing again?
You are making your 3-minute argument as to why Pizza Dog is the supreme animal, and I will start the timer when you start talking.
All right, I'll start right now. Hi. Today I'll be telling you a little about Pizza Dog. Okay. First of all, this dog, Pizza Dog, he's not some special dog. He's not, he's not like Crypto. He doesn't have any special powers. He's just your normal, average dog. Okay. Now, mind you, a little backstory. He was actually once called Arrow, because that was his original name, and he was owned by these guys called the Tracksuit Draculas. First of all, I mean, it's a pretty badass name, but they're gangsters and they're bad guys. But they treated him like crap, because it was just, a dog and they didn't really care. And then one time there was this fight and somebody was going to shoot Hawkeye or Man Clint. And he saved him. He went after the guy. But unfortunately, these dicks, they went and, fucked up the dog, part of my language. And he got hit by, in traffic, got hit by a car. So terrible thing, right? But who rushed him over to the vets, man? I'll tell you who did. Clint Barton. Hawkeye, that's right. Because he knew that dog meant something, okay? So, again, I'm just getting that, so you know a little about him. You know, you kind of, okay, I get it. And some people call him Lucky. Some call him Pizza Dog. You can kind of call him whatever you want. In the accident, he did lose an eye. But, again, that's not a big deal. So, yeah. So, okay, so check it out. Based in the comic books, kind of you see him in the early issue, but then in Hawkeye issue 11 is kind of that's like Pizza Dog's main issue, okay? He is just amazing, and they do it from a dog's perspective, right? And not only did this comic get people excited, it won the Eisner Award and the Harvey Award. Now these awards only go to amazing comics and something that's just that crazy, and that how this dog can do so much and make people be so captivated with his awesomeness, and he's such a beautiful pooch, and you know it just blows my mind. It's just a normal dog. He's not special, and he can do all this, and you know he's a great dog, man. You know you can't go wrong with a great dog. God dang it, I'm telling you. Anyway, so you know, and again, he helped make the series Hawkeye fantastic. You know, with I think without the dog and without Kate, coming in to be the other Hawkeye, that their whole just what they create with the comic, the dog plays like a vital part to their whole thing, and he's helped out. You see him in like a Civil War issue, you see him in Squirrel Girl. So I mean, he's not just in one comic. Just saying, he's not just in one book. Not just in one book. He's in multiple books. So that's better than just, just saying, oh, I was in that book. So, yeah.
All right.
Dogs rule, cats drool.
Nice.
Just changing the homeward bound thing around there.
All right, I'm going to kick myself to the background. Greg, I'll start my timer when you ask your first question, and I will pop back up when there's about 10 seconds left.
Cool. So Adrian, you mentioned Pizza Dog and how
Yes.
dope of a backstory he had, right? Of what, Polish gangsters or something?
Yeah, like the tracksuit Draculas.
Right, tracksuit Draculas, right? When was he created? Do you know when Lucky was created first?
Originally?
Yeah.
I think 2011, right?
Okay. I was just asking because you were talking about these gangsters, like it makes him a cool backstory that then Hawkeye saves him, right? What that sounds very familiar to an issue that came out in 1955 by Batman.
Okay. Oh,
Ace the Bat Hound was a normal dog. Sounds a lot like Pizza Dog, where he was, found when he was hanging out with some I think counterfeiters. So do you think they're like, is it a similar thing or a kind of a knockoff, or where do you?
I mean, it definitely could be. We all know
years earlier
recycled in the comic world quite often, but it's a little different story. One guy's an archer and one guy's a millionaire. So,
right, an archer, yeah. But okay. You said it won some Eisners and Harvey. Do you know how many it won?
I think it was for that issue 11.
Okay, just for the issue 11.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I think it actually won that series kind of won 4 different Eisners, which is pretty impressive. But I can share you some knowledge of mine when I ask, but I just wanted to see if you knew how many you're.
Okay. I just knew that it had won it. So
yeah, no, I didn't want you to
the issue based off the dog, like his
issue.
Yeah, his issue. Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I have for Adrian.
Battle of the Cats.
All right. I will stop this timer. I'm going to make Greg huge. You've got 3 minutes to make your opening argument, and I will start when you start.
What's going on, comic family? So, Webster's Dictionary. I'm just joking. I'm not being caught. Is it good to pick on the chat and while you're debating? Probably not. So I have the task of promoting Lion Cat, which is from the hit series Saga. And Lion Cat isn't just your normal cat. Like, I know the mindset is cats, dogs rule, cats rule, whatever. You can flip it around however you want. People like dogs better than cats. But I think what is so cool about Lion Cat is not just a normal animal, right? Like it is special. She is a large feline who, you know, has that kind of thinks like cats, you know, the blue-green skin, but she actually has a really dope power. And that is anytime you say something that isn't true, she is bound to say lying. So like the ultimate truth detector, right? Like she can call your BS like that. And I think that is impressive because you get one of these, like, man, you get a legit power. Like it's not a copycat. There wasn't something that was created before where it was like, oh, back in, you know, 1965, DC created a cat where it was like, hey, the cat says false. And then a comic comes along 60 years later and says, hey, we want to be innovative and create something else, but we're just going to change it a little bit so it sounds cool. Lion Cat is an original idea and actually has a legit super dope power that I think triumphs anything that Pizza Dog has. And I think that's something that is important to relate to. And we can get into this more, but I didn't want to undersell your Eisners because that series that Pizza Dog, you know, is involved in. I think it won at least 4 Eisners and won some Harveys. Saga, 12 Eisners and 17 Harveys. I mean, you were saying that Eisners and Harveys are like top notch. So to be a main character, an important character, a beloved character in a series that is that popular, man, that's pretty impressive to me. So, yeah. Three minutes are up.
Sorry, you get the awkward me writing and you're done and wrapping it up, and
It's all right. I have to speak fast because I don't like the.
Got it. All right, same deal as the last one. Adrian, I'm gonna kick myself to the background. I'll start when you start and pop back in when there's about 10 seconds left.
I'm just asking questions, right?
Yeep.
All right. So you bring up the Eisners, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but the ones that won for this book were the ones about the dog. They weren't just about the series. They were about the dog, the issue about the dog.
Okay.
So
cool. No, that's fine. Are you asking a question? Can I like?
Yeah, like
you're right.
I guess,
you're saying that that's about the dog. That one issue, the one that you said was an issue. That one. You're right.
Yeah, like the main one. You know,
right. Yeah, that issue 11. Yeah, you're right. Lion Cat is in a bunch here throughout it all. I will say this though. Hawkeye and Saga both were up for awards in 2013. Like they came out right at the same time.
Yeah. Saga
issue 1. Guess what it won? Issue 1. It won it, right? You know it won it. You know. I just wanted you to say. And guess whose first appearance that was?
It was Lion Cat's first.
It was Lion Cat. Hawkeye, Pizza Dog's first appearance was also issue 1. What did it win?
No way.
So I get your point that your one issue that revolves around Pizza Dog has, but Lion Cat transcends just one issue, right? Like you were saying, like, oh, it transcends one series. Well, boom. This transcends a whole series. It doesn't need to be regulated to one special issue because people want more Lion Cat.
But I can understand it. But in the end, like, do people want a cat? Would you want a cat, you know, helping you out, or would you I don't know what that was, or would you want a dog to be your faithful companion?
Who would I want to help me out? I would want a cat with special abilities who can call your BS. So like when you're debating something right now that you don't believe in, it can say lying. So like I want Ozer to hop on and just say like
he was a runt, so he's not always accurate. He's not, you know, he's not always accurate 100% of the time, right?
He can't not tell the truth. That's the thing. It's true. Like he's accurate. He can't BS it.
All right.
Sorry, that person that popped into the stream was our antsy 17-year-old judge who was bouncing around, and I thought it was funny. All right. Adrian, you've got 2 minutes to make your first argument of Clash. I'll start when you start. Whoops, I sent him to the background. I am fired. There we go. That's the right button.
Okay, so, you know, you got Pizza Dog, you got Lion Cat, brother. do you want something that's going to be faithful to, or do you want something that's going to knock your fucking coffee off the table every time you piss it off? So, in the end, yeah, you have great arguments. I can't lie to you about that. But since we're the categories that we're working on here are such small like, and whatever superhero, like an animal in this world, it's like they gotta pop. And yeah, I get it. You're saying the Lion Cat's not based off anything, but I mean, you got a Sphinx, you got there's you could say it's based off something. Everything is based off of something. It's just how it is. So, but in the end, I just want to I think that people would more so go towards Lucky, Pizza Dog, just because he's gonna be favorite. And look at, come on, he knew that Clint was a good dude, even though he wasn't with him. He saved him before he even knew him. Like he could sense that. That's something that a dog can do, man. A cat would have watched from the window and scratched your shades, and would just done some crazy shit like that, and probably would have pooped on you. So, oh, I love this. This is great. I'm good. This is so bizarre.
All right, Greg, you're up.
Kick my ass, Greg.
Is this my time to just have my argument now, or
Yes.
whatever? All right, cool. So I do want to reiterate that the debate is who's a better comic book character animal, right? Like Lion Cat or Pizza Dog. Because I think sometimes we can get caught up into, oh, Cat's going to scratch this and just knock the copy off and stuff. Man, but we're talking about a freaking large feline. And we're not talking about just no bad little small little cat. We're talking about a beast of a cat. And I get it. You mentioned Pizza Dog's one issue a lot because that's what Pizza Dog has. And you also made a statement where you're like, people love Pizza Dog. And, I wanted to see if that was true. So I went to go on eBay to try and get some Pizza Dog memorabilia, because people, if they love Pizza Dog so much, they're going to be Funko Pops. There's going to be statues. There's going to be stuff that has Pizza Dog on it. But when I went to eBay and I Googled Pizza Dog, I even put like Hawkeye, I put comic books. I kept getting like a chew toy that was like a shape of a pizza. But when I put in Lion Cat, I got Funko Pops. I got statues. Because this is a character that transcends the comics so much that people want to own that memorabilia. So yeah, there's a cool issue that Pizza Dog has, but that's its only thing. Like, no, you can't get anything else Pizza Dog, because Pizza Dog is a one-trick dog, if you will, inside the realm of the comic books, where Lion Cat has transcended the comics and has become a fan favorite. I mean, let's be honest. If we had a debate, if we had a presidential debate and we could have Lion Cat as a moderator in a couple weeks, man, people would love it, right? Because it'd be fun. And you're going to see those memes because people like the Lion Cat. And so that's where I feel this kind of like, I want to make sure we stay focused on that. We're talking about the characters, not just dogs or cats preference, because I like dogs better than cats. That's just, in a real life. But if I want someone on my side who's loyal, then I want Lion Cat, who's going to tell me what it is, and I can call someone out on their BS.
All right. Do you want the opportunity to ask each other questions again, or you want to make your final speech, Adrian?
I guess I'll just make it. I'll just do a final speech.
Okay. All right, Adrian, this is your final chance to sell the crowd on why Pizza Dog is the greatest animal in comic books.
Let me get a pen in my hand here so I can do this officially. Listen, all you people out there, today you have to make a choice. The choice of Pizza Dog and Lion Cat. Which one is the better animal, the better superhero animal, whatever you want to call it, comic book animal? Think to yourself, who would you want with you? Who is going to be loyal to you? Just tell me this, all you great people of this Comic Poser channel. Who is going to save your ass when a bunch of crazy Polish dudes in tracksuits are coming to take you down, or when somebody's coming after you, invading your building, guess who's going to be there? That's right. It's going to be the pizza dog. And what does he need? He just needs some pizza. That's all he wants. He doesn't need anything else. Just give him a little pizza. He'll work with you. And that's what I want to say. Pizza dog is for the people. And the people need more pizza dog. Thank you.
All right, Greg, you've got 2 minutes to make your final closing argument. I will remind the chat, this is the last time, although I did it like 4 comments ago, this is the last time I'll drop the link to the channel where I want you to comment hashtag Krakoa for a chance to win issue 1 of Miles to Go. So, Greg, I will start when you start.
So if it's cool, I'm going to start, but I'm going to ask a question while I start, Poser. This is a chance where I get to make points still about my character, right?
C.
Okay. And this isn't where I just filibust and like try and like hype it up of like, hey, vote for this. Like I actually should put out some like actual facts about why you should vote for mine.
You can do both.
Okay, cool. I didn't know what we were doing, so I got confused with the last thing. So I want to take a little bit of time here. We talked about the memorabilia. We talked about the 12 and 17 Eisner and Harvey Awards compared to the 4. We have I'll mention that. Yeah, Adrian, Pizza Dog has merch. There's a hot statue, but you had to have someone tell you that. So, you look at too, like this should not happen that a book from Image loses, that actually beats out when it comes to sales and popularity to a book from big, glorious, all heralded Marvel Comics. We're talking Image. And this is back in 2013 still, when it's not even at the level that Image is at now. And so that's what makes it so impressive about how much Saga has resonated. The series is something that people relate to. And that's the same thing with Lion Cat. The Lion Cat has had a way to resonate with the people. And there actually is something there, right? Like Pizza Dog, you said like, will help you defend against Polish terrorists or something like that, but he didn't. He had to get saved from them. Where Lion Cat will actually be there to help out in a hunt, right? Like he's with the Will in the first parts of the arc. I don't want to give stuff away in the series, right? And things like that. But Lion Cat is actually useful in making it sure that they can call people out on the BS, and that they can, like, when people are going on filibusters, they can just sit there and go, lying. And I didn't want to be rude, but I wanted to have a Mo sound effect and just be like, lying, when you're talking, Adrian, because it's true too. You love yourself some Lion Cat because he is a character that transcends the comic books. He is a character that is in over 54 issues of Saga have been created. And this series of Pizza Dog was 22 issues. So his character has been involved in a saga of comics that's a lot longer.
I see what you did there. You used the name of the book to then make your argument.
Did I?
All right. Cade will let me know in the private chat when he's made his decision, since Chaos made fun of him. Chaos, the reason why I popped Cade up there, he knows it's my living job to bust his balls. So I have posted the link to the poll in the chat. So go make your votes. We will. Yep. Cade has already let me know that he's made his decision, but I will pull him up once the chat has gone for a few moments. If you've already voted, then you can also, get your opportunity to win that second copy of Miles to Go #1.
I entered for that, by the way.
What?
I said I entered for that.
It's really, really good.
I didn't read it yet, so I'd like to read it. So.
Hopefully you win that then, because it's.
I would feel bad. I'd probably be like, no, give it to the next person.
No, I'd send it to you. I'd be like, okay, or I'd go buy a third copy.
Okay.
Because I told my LCS owner if he still had the retailer incentive that I would pick it up when I came in on Sunday. But yeah. So, gentlemen, while the chat is voting, why did you all end up with choosing the topic that you chose?
Didn't we just kind of just land on it in a sense? Like, I guess we could have went with easier topics. Are you saying like why did we choose this one? This like animal?
Yeah.
I guess because the other ones like were, you know, to me this is probably the harder of a debate to do because there's information about these guys, but there's not a lot. You know what I mean? Like Lion Cat, you know plenty about Lion Cat, right? You know about Pizza Dog, but there's not like pages and pages, you know, of stuff about these animals. So
Yeah.
I guess in the end that makes it a little more fun, you know.
I think the argument I would have made to shut down Greg's points about the Harveys and Eisners was look at the ratio of Harveys and Eisners to numbers of issues produced. But that's
what I kind of said. I said the whole saga.
Yeah.
It's a whole. But then he did point out that the first one did. And, you know, it's.
Yeah. All right. It looks like I have decided, the chat has decided, and Cade has learned the proper way to sit in a seat. Gentlemen, if you missed it earlier, Cade is one of my very real debate students who, instead of diligently prepping, I was like, hey, buddy, I need somebody to judge. Come get on my YouTube channel. And then when we're done, we'll both prep because his first tournament is tomorrow. So, Cade, in a debate that I'm sure you knew way less about than Endgame and The Dark Knight, give us your feelings on Lion Cat versus Pizza Dog.
All right. I'll be straight up. I don't know what a Harvey or an Eisner is, but look, I'm not deciding based on accolades or any of that. What I wanted to decide on was the fact of, do I want a snitching cat that would point out every time I've lied, or do I want a cool little companion? But that's not where it came down to. I think Bearded made some great points about how Lion Cat, not Lion Cat, has more prestige, has a longer saga, has more story to talk about and discuss, probably has more memorabilia and recognition, which I think overall makes her a better character. So besides all that, that's kind of how I decided.
All right, so we have one vote for the cat who lies. We will go next to the chat. We will see who the people's champion is. Is it? Yeah, Cade said Eisner. I laughed too, but he doesn't read books, Chaos. He watches memes and Snapchats and things like that. So on a vote of 7-4, Pizza Dog was victorious. So we have one vote for Adrian, one vote for Greg, and it is left to me.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Who is going to unsub me first?
I sent you another package, by the way. I'm not.
Oh, did I not get a mystery? In looking at the arguments back and forth, I think the argument is interesting about who is the better companion, like which one will tear up my shades and shit on my coffee table, versus who I think could get me out of a pickle. I think that I end up voting for Greg for two reasons. I think number one, he was faster to the merch point, and it took Cade showing that he was actually not engaged in the debate to Google Pizza Dog statue, which he's probably going to buy now. So at least you've converted one 17-year-old to liking Pizza Dog. But I think the idea that the merchandise being something that has a far-reaching appeal to make it a cultural phenomenon. Like there are people who haven't read Saga that own Lion Cat pops and stuff like that. And then I think the other argument that was devastating was the head-to-head argument that when both of these characters made their premiere in issue number 1, Lion Cat beat Pizza Dog down. So while I think it was a valiant effort to give me your persuasive speech with a pen, at the end of the day, I think Bearded edged his way out, although it was a very tactically sound move. So advancing to debate Dudes Talking Comics, and our first semifinal matchup is Greg the Bearded Comic Bro. So, yeah. In any Super Bowl post-game interview, we don't interview the winner first. We go immediate to the loser.
You know what? You and everyone.
How do you feel about what went down in today's debate?
No, no, I had fun. Like I said, it was an interesting topic. We came in and if we would have played a little more as a team and we wouldn't have focused on the quarterback so much, we could have had a chance. You got to remember it's a team effort, and we'll come back next week and we'll give it our all. We gotta sit down. We gotta go over the footage and we gotta see what went wrong, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back strong, and then we're gonna do it right.
We're gonna get him.
I had fun, man. I gotta say, I was looking forward to it, and it's an interesting topic. Yeah, it's it was an interesting, fun night. So
nice.
I'm glad. I want him to see him go all the way now, though. So if he doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed off. So.
Second question I want to ask you. I know your Keystone Comics Joker video drops tomorrow. Did your throat hurt more or less at the conclusion of the Keystone Comics video than the debate a couple weeks ago?
Oh, you got to wrench me. I was just showing my video there. What happened now? What?
You had a crappy feeling throat at the conclusion of your last debate after sustaining that Joker impression. How did your voice hold up after doing it for your video?
Well, the video wasn't super long, but sometimes you got to do it a couple times, or until you open the package, and that's it. You got to go from there. So, no, it was all right. A little sore, a little dry, but it was fun, and I definitely gave it my own Joker. It was definitely it's kind of based off of Mark Hamill's, but it's still my own. It's still
nice.
So it drops tomorrow, everybody, 9 Central in the morning. So you can check it out anytime tomorrow. And it's only it's like 3.5 minutes. So you can, for all you people that have the attention span, you don't want to watch, guess what? My videos are,
That
quick.
is true. And that Elmo changed.
38 seconds of that is my intro. So
yeah, and Elmo changed my life. Type something in the chat and I'll wrench you and you can drop that specific link so people can set a reminder, because I know it will be on my to-watch list tomorrow. The last question I'll ask you, I'm very excited to know that you've got some creator interviews coming up. Do you have anything solidified enough where you can give us a little taste of what the first one might be?
Yeah, a few of them, we're just trying to find the right day for it. A couple of the guys from when I was on Comic Book Men, we're going to do a little show.
Nice.
And then I got Frank Gogol. He did Dead End Kids.
Yeah.
And No Heroine. So we're gonna do a little fun thing coming up. So
nice.
Yeah.
And
so definitely looking forward to that. So.
And No Heroine that book was hard to find copies of both the first and second book. So that's a big get, because that shit's definitely getting reprints.
Oh yeah.
There were people know that I live in a smaller town with 2 shops, and I still could only find 2 copies to send to people based on it. So that's a good go. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Oh, you still got to wrench. It's not working yet. Or did somebody link it for me? I think somebody linked it for me. Yeah. Comic Burrito linked it for me, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny because he told me who to get it from. So that's how I was able to get the books. So that would have been same thing. Half the stores will get them. So
Well, I'm excited for that, and I appreciate your time the last couple of episodes you've been on. I think everybody knows that I'm a big fan of what you do, that I just love your humor, that you are definitely in the category of many people try and attempt to do that. Like, it can never be duplicated, but a lot of people will fail trying. That I think you've made unboxing videos, and the same thing that I said about the last debate, right? You are the Dark Knight of unboxing videos, that I may not give a shit about comic books, or know what they are, but I will watch, like, I think every impression that you've done, save Wink Inc., which was just like an inside joke one,
Right.
has a good entertainment appeal to everybody. And my kids have come by, like, my kids heard the Elmo video, and when they saw not a fuzzy red puppet, but a large white male, they were like, what is that? What happened to Elmo? And I was like, Elmo had a rough couple of days and bought a bunch of comics. And they went, okay, Dad. So I enjoy what you do. I love seeing the moments where we get the Adrian unplugged without the comics, or without the voices, without kind of the shtick. That it's nice to see well-rounded you. And I think there are a lot of people who might look and go, he just does voices, but I know we've chatted.
Yeah.
When we've been on an auction once or twice together, or I've seen you do other things, and right, you know your shit, you've done your homework, but you've also found your niche in the YouTube community to fill a void of, instead of going, I got this mail call from Comic Tom today. I don't fucking know what this book is. Greg is looking at it like I'm digging on him. I do the same thing. Greg at least goes, ooh, wee. And I go like, oh, it's a Scout book. I know that one. Oh, there's an X-Men. What the fuck is the rest of this? So I like your unique angle. And I think, you know, even if you go the creator interview route and do other things, diversify your content, I'm always interested to see more voices that you can nail. But I also want to see an APM blooper reel. I want to see what it looks like for Adrian to swing and miss at a video. Like, I think that would be be funny.
I didn't post one. I did a Matthew McConaughey, and I was good for like the first 30 seconds, like nailing it. Also, I'm just like, who am I doing right now? You know, so sometimes I'm way off the mark, man, and I just go, I gotta scrap it. You know, so.
I would love to see that, where it turns into you kind of rage quitting an unboxing. That I think that would be fun. Or whoever it was that did the Family Learning Channel pencil cartoons that they used to show on MTV, where like the universe implodes upon itself.
Sure.
One of those moments where you just the Don Hertzfeld cartoons.
Okay.
I want to see you just have a moment where your brain breaks, and like every 30 seconds it's something new. I think that would be funny.
I'll do that, man. I got footage, man. It's like I should just put them all together. Those weird moments between all the videos. You know? So.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I know it sounds like you're getting stream lag since you've got another one to do tomorrow. So get some rest, and everybody check out the Joker 2.0. And then I'm guessing in the next 10 days, you're going to see a bunch of people raving about the Adrian APM 3.0 mystery box. So go to Instagram. If you do not have an Instagram account, set one up just so you can follow Solid High, the comic guy, with underscores between Solid High and comic guy, and set alerts, because the moment that I knew that 2.0 was launching, I was like, this dude knows what good and trash mystery boxes look like. So I felt comfortable spending $100 instead of like, oh, I'm terrified of this. So
can my slogan be not a torpedo box?
Yes. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Go get some rest, bud. And I will be there when your Joker video premieres tomorrow. I'll be ignoring my students. So
awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you for your time, and have a good night. All right. As someone noticed, you have brought the belt out for this one. You have a request from 1/3 of the comic burrito. Hold on. I'm going to say thank you to Cade real fast so I can tell him to prep some more, because he's sitting here on the screen like, what do I do? Cade, did you enjoy yourself tonight?
Yeah, it was actually very interesting. My goal was to multitask for the past 2 hours, but obviously that didn't end up happening. I got very, very interested in the debates. I'm actually going to probably spend more time looking at comics now because it seems interesting.
Was this a good palate cleanse to help you be less terrified about tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of kept me in the same mindset, I guess, but it took me away from stressing about whether or not language is real. So
good. Enjoy that. prep for a bit. I'm gonna kick you to the
Hey, hold
background
on,
and
hold on.
know.
Don't kick him back yet. Don't kick him back yet.
Oh, okay, not kicking you back. Hold on,
Dude.
Greg wants to say something.
Cade, so I gotta know. So he is your teacher, your debate coach, right? Dude,
Yes.
this is the inside scoop. He can't hold this against you. You're on YouTube right now. There's nothing against you. How is he outside the realm of YouTube world? The people want to know. Let the chat know, Cade.
He is a dry, humorous asshole who is egregiously narcissistic and takes every chance he can get to make fun of me. Which kind of has been our dynamic for the past 4 or so years. But nonetheless, he is, albeit a great person. I have enjoyed working with him for every moment that I have been, even though it's included a lot of violence and weird tactics to get me to get stuff done. Some of those I can't name because it would probably get him fired, but
That's
yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. We had to know. Like, we don't get this opportunity much. So basically, he's the same personality as.
Yes,
Oh,
he's
no.
just very dry, very narcissistic, and takes whatever chance he can get to throw a punch at someone.
That's
So-
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I would dispute about that is I don't think Cade knows what the word narcissist means, and he should be taking AP Lit. But the next time we have Cade on a debate, I'll make him tell you the story about his mishap with a iron and his penis on a trip to Oklahoma. So, Cade,
I don't want to be on that stream.
we call him Crispy Tip for a reason. But I'm going to send Cade to the background. He now is laughing that that's in internet history, and we'll talk about our prep list when I'm done with everybody else here in a bit. But Cade, I hope this calmed you down for a bit tomorrow. It gave you a good laugh, and you can dig in and focus on the stuff that really matters. So I appreciate you getting me out of a pinch. I'll have some Red Bull for you, not tomorrow, but on Saturday. All right. Now that he can comfortably get back to work without being afraid that I'm just going to constantly do this. All right. How does it feel to be one step closer to another championship round?
Mixed feelings. See, I knew Adrian. He's the most lovable person on YouTube. And I knew I couldn't compete against Adrian with being nice, because it wouldn't be. He would beat me in that anytime because he is like the nicest person you'll ever meet. And so I kind of had to go, which is ironic that we're talking Dark Knight. That I had to kind of go that route of you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, because I feel like I was a hero in this. When I took down the evil chaos. But now people want to see me fall, and the chat proved that tonight, and I was heartbroken, but Adrian did dope. He's a good dude. So it was fun to get to hang out with him on a stream, because I never have done that before. So I just was afraid he was gonna. There he goes. Morgan Freeman. I thought he was going to do a Morgan Freeman voice. If he would have brought that out, it would have crushed me. But man, we're talking about Pizza Dog and Lion Cat, and I wanted Pizza Dog, and I picked this category because I thought it would be the only chance I could win of a category. I forget what the other one was, but I didn't feel confident. But I felt like this one, I liked both characters. And so I was like, I made sure I didn't know who your judges were. So I made sure I put Saga, and this has Lion Cat on it. And but I made sure.
But I was seconds away from Rob worsting you, because what's closer to me than Saga?
I made sure my first appearance of Pizza Dog, my Pizza Dog issues were hidden. So that would not be used against the chat.
But what's to your left?
Batman.
Your other left.
Turtles, but that's a different world. It's
a big old piece of pizza, and I'm just thinking about pizza the whole time.
That's fine, but I would have challenged. And when I saw it was you and your debate student, I would have written to your school and said, listen, if I lost on a technicality because I have a dope pizza print that's signed by Kevin Eastman,
nice.
I would have said, Gino, check out your debate coach's YouTube channel. and see if that's who you want teaching our young children. I would have been on that too.
Look, I think I swear less on my YouTube channel than I do in my classroom. I think Cade might be able to verify that. Yeah, you're seeing him nod in the background.
Well, we're not seeing him nod. You are.
Yeah, touche. All right, so I know you dropped the most recent comic book character game with you and your wife last Friday.
Yeah.
You unboxed. I can't remember what it was on Monday, but it was something.
Monday was amazing. That Spider-Man booth. And
that's right.
I watched your video where you're like, "It's always funny when people don't get Spider-Man books." I've never gotten a Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know.
Spider-Man booth box. I did get a Mary Jane issue one this time, so I was like, "Oh, that's kind of Spider-Man." But I never have, so I've always found it funny. So yeah, I dropped that. Yeah, I dropped the interview Wednesday. I just hopped off an interview with I can tell it because it's done and we can pump it. Stephen Prince. He is the creator of the comic Monster Matador.
Yeah.
Gang.
I just read that. I got that in a box from 1-2 Comic Talk. That was in their indie box that they did. It's
was it the Tango, the Kickstarter one, the Tango, or was it his old?
Both.
Okay.
It was both.
Because his first 12 issues were like he did the art and he did the writing, where now these new series he has Fabio Alves who does the art, who does a lot with Rylan Grant stuff.
Nice.
And things I think I sent you a Rylan Grant book. But so that's coming out. We got a new my computer, I'm on my wife's computer because mine is doing some weird stuff. So might be a little delay in some videos popping out here soon, but I've got this. I've got like 4 unboxings ready to go. I've got 4 more interviews lined up, I think, in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be punching you guys in the face with interviews.
Nice.
A lot of indie books, a lot of creators. There might be a chance that Adrian and I might be interviewing some of the same people. So
nice.
So props to that. And then the next video probably will drop eventually is if I can get my computer fixed. We do have another episode of the missus and I doing another and she's quizzing me this time. And man, she has thrown a new twist in the game, and it is buckets hard. Like,
nice.
It is. It's tough. So,
last thing I'll ask you: what have you and John moved on to? I know sports movies wrapped up a week or two ago. You and John do movies on Saturday night. What do you at next?
So, great. I always forget to pump this show, and I'm an idiot for it because it's a great show. So I am on most every Saturday night. Usually we take a break when we try and do a new topic with John's Comics with Kids. If someone can put the link in the chat. If you guys don't follow John's Comics with Kids, he puts out great content. But our show is on his channel every Saturday night, 11 o'clock Eastern. And we made that specifically. But I might change that because I feel like some of the Burrito Boys did not vote for me in the chat. So I told them, I was like, I can't overlap on the Burrito Boys too much. But I might overlap now. But so no, it's at 11 o'clock. So we talk movies, and we did a whole month on sports. Last week we started our new series. We're doing 3 weeks on time travel movies. Nice. So last week we talked about we broke up time travel into 4 categories. We did dark themed movies, dark themed time travel. We talked about and dark theme time travel and action time travel. So that was your Donnie Darko was your dark theme, your 12 Monkeys, your action was your Terminator 2, your Edge of Tomorrow. And so all those. And then this week we're doing another part of time travel where we're talking romantic time travel movies. Romantic time travel movies and comedy time travel movies. And we're also throwing in our favorite category that we started to create of, is it a time travel? So we did last episode, we did is it a sports movie? We're doing is it a time travel movie? And John and I have some hot takes on those. And this is probably going to be the most debated drinks and movies episode that we've had because we don't agree on these picks as much as we have. So that's a spoiler for any of you guys who are here. we haven't really talked about that, but because you guys are watching my boy, the poser here, I'm letting you guys know. I can't give spoilers, Burrito. You want to know, pull it up on a side screen or watch it on the rewind. I can't give you spoilers.
Yeah. Well, and I dropped the link to the first one in there. He doesn't have the stream set up for this Saturday,
No,
so
not
you
yet.
should.
I do all the logos and thumbnails for it, and my computer's pooped up, so I'm gonna have to do it on this computer, which is gonna stink, but we'll make it work. So
I gotcha. Well, I appreciate what you're doing. I will I won't do it tonight. Probably on Sunday, I'll set up the chat between you and Mo with your list of topics for the first semifinal debate, and we will see you here again in 2 weeks, where I'm also going to unveil what you will win if you are the champion of season 1 of Comic Book This or That. It's not as good as a belt, but I think it's kind of sweet.
Man, here's the deal. Is this so it's the final 4?
What, you and Mo are the first 2 of the final 4.
And who are your other? Let's pump up your other contestants. What are your next week's show?
Discovery Bay versus the Comic Burrito and Gorilla Todd versus Chaos.
Ooh wee.
Who are you the most confident you could beat from the other half of the bracket?
Man.
Who are you the most scared of?
Discovery Bay.
Discovery Bay versus Burrito, Chaos, and Gorilla Todd. So of those 4, who are you the most scared of?
Man, I can't. I don't know if I'd say scared of.
Who would you want to debate the most? Let's start with that one.
Who? I would love. I don't know. I don't know Gorilla Todd, so that's not fair for me. I really don't know too much. I know he does this stuff with Comics on the Mind, Kirk, who's a great dude.
Yeah.
So I can't and I caught a little bit of JB's debate against Meta, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be a fun debate. I'm pulling for a Burrito Chaos semifinal just because I want to see that debate.
Yeah.
I like, and that's not a knock at Gorilla Todd or Discovery Bay. I know how Chaos can talk himself. He can make a phone book sound interesting, or that he believes that is actually interesting. And I know the Burrito boys will be coming prepared. So like, I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to see some fun debates. And I think if that's the semifinal that gets matched up, it's going to be an onslaught because they're not going to be nice. And I feel like my best chance though would be against Chaos.
Ooh, going with history on that one.
I feel like people love Discovery Bay.
Yeah.
I feel like the Burritos, if they come on, they're going to have their whole Discord up on this, hyping up the championship. The Discord of the Burritos comes in strong. And so I don't trust the chat on that one. If I'm going to be against them, I'm just going to say I wouldn't trust the chat because they have a loyal fan base because people like them.
Yeah.
I feel like my best bet is against someone that people don't like or love to hate. And I think people would love to see a rematch of the championship match where that inspired you to do this. And I know Chaos would be loving to have that, but man, who knows? Who knows? It's fun. I think this is cool that you're doing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your time. I will. I'm looking forward to watching you in the upcoming round against Mo. We'll see what the random topic generator will line up for you all in the semifinals. And
because you don't have those, do you?
I have them sectioned for the 6 semifinal topics, but I have not pushed the button where it will break them 3 and 3.
Okay.
So that'll be something I do either on some downtime this weekend during the debate tournament or on Monday or Sunday when I'm watching football. But I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I'm going to do one quick last giveaway and then I'm going to end the show. So thank you, sir. I will see you. I will see you soon.
Yes.
Alrighty, we got one last thing to do. I have my comment picker pulled up for the second video where you were asked to go comment with the hashtag Krakoa. Uh-oh, we've got screenception on this because I picked the wrong thing. It's been a long day, and the stream lasted longer than I thought it would be. But I'm glad. I want to say before I forget, thank you to the folks in the chat who've popped in and out, or the folks who have stuck with us for the whole show. I want to make sure I say thank you to Cade, that while I'm sure he would rather have been prepping the whole time, I knew he was going to listen in the background, so I figured I would bring him into my world. So we've got 5 unique comments on on this video to win a copy of Miles to Go #1 from Aftershock Comics. So your winner is the Comic Burrito. So of course, hashtag rigged. So I'm guessing Comic Burrito is Cole. So I'll send it because I don't know. Well, I know Todd probably got it to read because he doesn't believe in paper. So maybe I'll send it to Todd's address so he can pick up a paper book and feel it in his hands once again. Speaking of, Todd, has my package come for you yet? I'll give that enough lag for him to answer it. But while I answer that, they're celebrating that, and yeah, Greg would rather debate one person than 3. So yeah, but it's really 2 because I might mandate that if the burrito wins and goes to the semifinals, then they might have to make Nick debate if they win. So we'll see. Todd, I'll check the tracking number and see when you have something showing up in the mail for me. But that's it. I enjoyed tonight. It was fun watching the folks who were in the first 2 episodes kind of grow in terms of what it means to have kind of a competitive debate with some clash. It was nice to see their strategies evolve. It was nice to see the notes, and it was nice to see that there was some strategy in the topic selection on Greg's behalf to help him maybe bring that second debate of the night home. So those of you who have been here with us the whole dang time, thank you so very, very much for the night, for keeping the chat lively and all of those other things. Thank you to anybody who watches on the rewind. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and have a good one.